Here's the weirdest thing. I just remain. No, not to your mother. You have to kiss me. I mean, hell, what do you not understand? The tongue is literally. Oh, hell no. Are you interested? What's the time? This is for 24 hours. You win $1 million. Can I ask what I have to do once I'm done? Sign this, so everything we do is legal. How did you sign right here and here and finally? Why did you sign this? I don't remember. So you come in, I gotta see how much you're packing. Well, I only packed about this size. That's not the pack I'm talking about. So, is this even legal? Do you not such a thing? How do you know that? From experience. Now we pack this so how are you fighting without the sword? Thanks. I sharpen it. Now I'm ready for the last exercise. Of course, nothing can stop me. Alright, now go for your cousin. That's not even gay. That's insect. Oh yeah, my bad. Tyler, I don't think I can do this anymore, man. Can't do what? Be gay for 24 hours. It's like, gay is not bad. It's just gay. Can we just terminate the contract, man? Oh, so you're homophobic. Whoa. So it's not even that way now. How come convert then? You know how to get the best head. But why? Don't you want that ooey gooey honey nut across your face? No. That's slack because you're homophobic. No, I'm not homophobic. Yes, you are. What are you doing? It's not game for my girl. Period. At this game. Shoot. Why the police here? I might have done something to my cousin. What? That doesn't matter. I have something to tell you that I've been thinking for a while, man. What is it? I want you to know. I love you, Sarah. I'm sorry, but I'm straight. That's homophobic. What's inside this box is life-changing. I present you the 240 Master Pro 5000 Draw Latex Install 6P pulsating with elastic anus with non-drip semen tray collection and an ethnicity changer. Hello. So what is this robot for? It's to cook and clean, but I use it for the dirty. No. Yeah, don't have it. I have a blast. Yeah, I'm gonna blast that. I don't want to be involved. Who are you? I'm just trying to do good things. Remember, God is always watching. Stress to be gone just like that. No, it will lead you to depression. Hey, it'll be the first time you experience. Stop. Take a good look at yourself. Would your little sister be proud of you? Son, you are like titanium turbulence. Okay, I made my choice. Guys, well, I guess this is it. I'm sorry about how this side feels. I'm sorry for my future self, but hey, Karen. Yes, I activate intercourse mode. Sure.
Master Pro 5000 Blow with Latex installed 6
Wait, that's enough.
service whenever you're ready, sir.
I'm coming on real sick of robots. Holes? Who just... God? What is this? Well, I mean, what the frick are you doing? I'm just robot. This is to death. What has no come to, man? I'm sorry. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from busting Waster, are you gonna make me finish? You know me one page oh, no, baby. Yes, ma'am. What the frick? Did you just not, baby? I keep going until you're out of breath. Oh, I like that you're a freak. Are you serious? You met it after one stroke of pen? She was using your nut as lead. So what do you think of my performance? Do I even need to say something? You're right. I assumed that's how good I was. How is it even possible to ejaculate after one stroke? You into mayo? What? Why are you talking about mayo? I like to smear mayo on the meat. I just like eat it. You can use whipped cream and cheese. I'm sorry, son, but I'm done. Okay, let me make it up to you, okay? Just, I have something for you, please. Like that. My legs are refreshing, aren't they? But your uncle told me your name was Amanda. Nah, I said I was a man. Duh. Way too dominant. I'm a quick kid, but I'm not Amanda. I'm about to spill my oils. You want to try a fire sauce? Or I rip it off? What if I chose you? Come again? Now the world has been saved. But your thing's black. What's weird? You don't like them colored? My neck. Now say goodbye to your future kids. Where's my wish? Now I can finally finish. Here's your table and the menu, and I'll be right with you, okay? Oh, she is bad, bro. Man, you think every girl's bad? Okay, so what can I get you guys? I'll get steak and fries. Steak and fries, okay. And you? I'll get you, girl.
And steak. Kunji.
You see that?
I used it last month.
You harassed her. So,
When it is going to
can I
last
get
month.
you, sir? Give me that Discord ID.
And
Call, please. I wasn't think we do. Gotcha. Okay. Yes. No. Did you just see that? Now what? She touched my hand. It was an accident. She was just trying to grab the menu. No. She wants to give me a hand job. Bro, that's what it is. Gotta stop being weird. Stop. Someone's jealous. Look over there. You're gonna lose your girl. Lose my girl? Watch this. Hey, don't tell me you're gonna pipsqueak. Trump, my girl, huh? I'm just ordering food, but you better back off. Oh, it didn't? No, but this was. Oh, what do you mean? You good? Yo, son, you good? Where am I? We're at the waiter's house. Where is she? I'm doing my hand job. Are you okay, darling? I'm more than fine, man. Mind if I talk to your friend for a bit? Finally to get laid! Hey, I'll make sure not to make it too loose for you. Nah, just go get him, Tiger. She's probably just a biter, you know? You're Tyler, you good? Excuse me, miss. Is it my turn yet? Yo, I can't, bro. You gotta get out of here now. Oh, I mean, you're a beautiful bartender. She's a bartender? Oh, how many souls how she consumed, man? Hey, fellas. Don't do it, bro. Bro, I'm begging you. Don't do it, bro. Looks like someone doesn't get beat. Come to mama. You already? Say less. proposing to me?
Afghanistan talk Dabidam. Mama, I'm a program sent Afghanistan talk.
I can't be held responsible for my actions. I have no underlying issues to address. I'm certifiably cute. Greg, Mark, Jessica, what's Mark doing in our bed? And why is he wearing my robe? It's not what you think. I just came here to watch you. How could you do this to me, Mark? Trust me, buddy. What I did that to you? Come on, that's silly. That's just lying. I've seen everything. She did things to him that I've never seen her do to you. No, I don't want to believe it. Yeah, well, it's true. I heard all too. The neighbors thought you bought a Peloton. No, that's not true. Shoot, and I thought I'd be in love. Shut up. You're the one who's lying. Right, now why would I lie? I'm just an inanimate object. Greg, who's my best friend. She's the love of my life. No, I don't need you for self-defense. Are you okay? Oh my God, how could they do this? Yeah, there. I know the truth hurts. Don't worry. I can make the pain go away. Hold on, Greg. Were you telling me you're gonna? All you have to do is just pick me up and squeeze me like stress. Then I'll take it away. Greg, whatever you're thinking right now, please don't do it. Do it. Greg, please, I'm sorry. Do it. Greg, do it. Greg. Look at this mess. Is it really worth it? I know what went over. The gun convinced me to do it. That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard all day. You know, guns don't kill people. They're innocent. Ain't that right, gun? Yeah, that's right. I'm as innocent as a newborn baby. Oh, you're just as cute as one, too. Stop it. Yeah, you are. Give me a hug. You're waiting for me. Hey, honey, hey, Greg, Mark, Jessica, what's Mark doing in our bed? And why is he wearing my robe? It's not what you think. I just came here to borrow for sugar. How could you do this to me, Mark? Trust me, buddy. What I did that to you? Come on, that's silly. That's just lying. I've seen everything. She did things to him that I've never seen her do to you. No, I don't want to believe it. Yeah, well, it's true. I heard all too. The neighbors thought you bought a No, that's not true. You never do that to me. Shoot, and I thought shut up. You're the one who's lying. Right, now why would I lie? I'm just a gun, an inanimate object. Greg, who are you? Who's my best friend? She's the love of my life. No, I don't use you for self-defense. Are you okay? Oh my God, how could they do this to me? Yeah, there. I know the truth hurts. Don't worry. I can make the pain go away. Hold on. Were you telling me you're gonna? All you have to do is just pick me up and squeeze me like stress. Then I'll take care of the rest. Greg, whatever you're thinking right now, please don't do it. Do it. Greg, please, I'm sorry. Do it. Greg, do it. Greg. Look at this mess. Is it really worth it? I know what went over me. It was the gun. The gun convinced me to do it. That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard all day. You know, guns don't kill people. They're innocent. Ain't that right? Yep, that's right. I'm as innocent as a newborn baby. Oh, you're just as cute as one, too. Stop it. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I love you. Here, give me a hug. You'll never take me away from me.
Is leaving slowing down. There's an easy way. New Flash Spray Wipe Gun with a plant-based ingredient. A life-investing spray, a grease-busting wipe, and you're done. Done means done with new Flash Spray Wipe Gun with a plant-based ingredient.
What is that? The dream is When have I ever gotten in the way of a dumb plan? This is Benny as we can see into the future. Also, within the regulations of the Minecraft. Now, this village is not home to very many villagers, as many of its
few animals could survive, and oftentimes the villagers just didn't have the resources to stay warm in the winter. And so for that reason, many of them would freeze to death. So it really just was not a pleasant experience. But still, despite all the struggles, many villagers still decided to stay there within that village. And one of those villages was called Binny. Now, Binny was born in that village and he grew up there. However, his family had fled that place long, long ago, as they just couldn't take it anymore. Yet, still, Binny remained in that village, along with the 500 or so other inhabitants, as he, unlike many others, just loved it there. Now, his reasons for staying were that the villagers within the town were just so kind and friendly. And those mountains they were surrounded by, well, he just loved them. And the final, most important reason for why he stayed was that the vast cave networks that surrounded them and the mountains were just stunning. As everything within them just mesmerized him, and he would never not be amazed to see what was there. As every single detail within those caves were just perfect in his eyes. And so it was due to his love and obsession with those caves that Binny would, over the next few decades, memorize every single detail within all of the caves in the local vicinity. It was very impressive, and all the other villagers were actually inspired by Binny's hard work and his enjoyment in his arrive in spending almost every single second of every day within those caves. And so, all was good, as everyone was happy and safe. Well, actually, not quite, as one snowstorm would change everything. As things on one winter night, a snowstorm began to develop over one mountain. And well, seeing this, Binny decided to venture deep within one of the caves. As this night also had one of the brightest aurora borealises that he would ever witness. And so he was facing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, as he knew that deep down in one of the caves on the south side of the mountains was a beautiful underwater lake. And right now, with the snowstorm and the aurora borealis, it was likely more picturesque than it ever had been before. And so, for that reason, Binny was desperate to see it. And thus, he began to make his way down to it. However, before he was able to, the cave that he was standing in collapsed. In fact, half the mountain collapsed. As all that snow from that storm put enough pressure on the weakly held up caves to the point of destruction. Now, when this happened, all the villagers heard was just a loud crashing sound. And so many of them ran out of the houses to see what had happened. When they saw that half of the mountain had collapsed, they all understood what happened. And so many began to think that Binny, who was in that very area, and well, this fact was proved to the villagers when over 10 days later, and Binny still hadn't returned. That was it, they thought.
でこのシニアの生きて
Drawing, and I use this. The breeze digitally controls how much scent is released, so you never stop noticing freshness for up to 90 days. Does mine have that?
あ、では
So I never miss a day of freshness. Wow, it's so fresh. The breeze revolution.
Success begins with a person's will. It's a state of mind.
Now, many were sad, as Binny was a key member of their society, but at the same time, they were just happy to know that he died doing what he loved. Except, no, he didn't actually die. Well, kind of. As in a physical form, yes, he was dead. But in a spiritual form, he remained living, as his soul, for some reason, did not rise to the heavens or fall down to the hells when he died. No, instead his soul, over the next 10 days, solidified and allowed Billy to live another life. And so, once he was reborn at last, then Billy slowly made his way out of that collapsed cave. Soul state. This just didn't make any sense. As how was Billy able to survive that? And even if he did survive that, how was he able to live 10 days without food or clean water? And why did he look like a ghost? The villagers just didn't see any logical reason for any of those questions. And so, that makes all the villagers believe that the only possibility that Benny was still alive was that he must be a godly entity. And so, believing that, they all began to bow down to Benny. Now, Benny was just so confused. As to him, he just felt as if he had gone to sleep for a few hours, and he was just annoyed that he had missed that golden opportunity for that picturesque scene, and that he was just coming home as normal. So, why were they all bowing down to him? But then he saw his reflection, and his entire worldview shifted, as he couldn't believe that he was now humanoid, and that he was, well, blue and transparent. He looked like a ghost, and so he stood back, and for the next few hours, he just remained still, as he was both horrified and intrigued with what he had become. But while he was doing that, the villagers were off, as they were now on a mission to honor and worship these new gods within their world. And so it would be over the next few hours that those villagers will build a monument to Benny. And so, once they've completed that project, just a few hours later, they lured Benny to go and have a look at it. And well, the moment that he saw it, he fell in love with it, as it was built within a cave and was made from all his favourite stones. It was amazing. In fact, that monument was so well built that Benny decided to make it his new home. And so once the villagers knew that that was what Benny wanted, they created a small bedroom for him to reside in. And well, after that, things would begin to change for the better within that village. As now Benny, with all of his ghost powers, was able to help the villagers more than anything ever could have in the past. And he was more than willing to do that, as the villagers had built him a monument after all. And so it would be then that Benny would spend a few hours every single day helping the villagers. This might have been by him directing them to hidden underwater reservoirs that only he could see due to his ability to float through blocks. And that water could then be used in farming, meaning less people would die of starvation. Or he might be able to go through the walls of the mountains, which allowed him to give the villagers warnings of incoming raiders. Or he might even just go and find some hidden emerald ores, which the villagers just adored. And so in return for all this help that Benny was giving, many of the villagers would leave gifts in the monument. Now, they said they did this to return the thanks to Benny, but really, most of the villagers were doing this because they were secretly hoping that by showing their generosity, that they too, one day, might be granted with the same powers as him. But despite the villagers' slight selfish attitudes, all was good in the world, as everyone was happy. But then, one day, while Benny was in the caves, something happened. Something that would change Benny forever. As, while in that cave, his eyes suddenly began to glow in a light blue hue. Now, this was blinding to anyone who was around to see it. But to Benny, he was just starting to gain the vision of something magical, as he was beginning to see the future. As it was only now that Binny had just uncovered another power he had gained from becoming this ghostly spirit, that being future sight. He was shocked. And so it would be over the next few months that Binny would stay deep in that cave, remaining alone, as he was going to try and attempt to master this ability. And whilst he was doing that, he didn't want any distractions. And so it would be, after months of constant hard work, without being disrupted by anyone, he did it. He had perfected the ability of future sight. And so...
Nothing we do will make it go. All my stars my head exists, so everyone's not my own. But in 70 years, Old Spice will save our armpits.
No. No.
Where he would then tell all the villagers about his new powers. However, at first, no one believed him. Because, well, yes, then he might be a powerful ghostly deity. It just didn't sound possible for him to be able to see into the future. Well, from their perspective anyway. And so, because of that, many villagers just began to walk away, thinking that Binny was just trying to take advantage of them and was just trying to extort them for more gifts, which really disappointed many of them. But then, just as they were walking away, Binny yelled out to all the villagers,
Don't cross that river. There's a pack of polar bears on the other side waiting for you, and they will kill 17 of you. I can see it happening.
all the villagers froze, and then they heard it, the silent breathing of a polar bear, and so they all began to stare at the Binny, as how did he know that there were polar bears there? As they were almost never here in the village, so it couldn't just have been a random guess. And so because of that, many of them began to believe that Binny could actually see into the future. However, there was a group of 17 villagers who were further away from the polar bears, and so they didn't hear them breathing, and thus they all thought that Binny was just being nonsensical, and that there would be no possible way that polar bears could be here with their village. So that they ignored the warning and began to walk over that river. And well, let's just say they really should have listened, as all 17 of them were killed. So this prediction was supposed to be entirely truthful. All the villagers to Binny, as you can actually see into the future. So they all began to him. Now, seeing this, with all the villagers submitting made Binny feel very, very powerful, as he now had complete control of the entire village, as he was now their leader, and he could do anything he wanted. But still, Binny was a good soul, and he was to use his severe authority over the villagers to benefit everyone. And so, for that reason, he ordered the villagers to get into groups, and then together, in those groups, the villagers would be directed, guided, and ordered to build a much better village. As now, Binny had one group mining wood, another processing that wood, another moving that wood, another building with it, another perfecting the builds. And so together, they were able to create a village that would allow for much better survivability within the winters. It also just be a nicer place to live, with an improved quality of life. And so, once the village had been completely transformed, then Binny began to give out predictions for their future, and all the villagers were fascinated. But still, Binny knew he couldn't reveal too much to the villagers. He might cause chaos to occur, which would be devastating to the entire universe. But still, it was interesting enough to hear about the future nations, the scripts, across the world. And thus, villagers all over the world would then travel tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of blocks, speak of the future. So, all was good, as Vinny was getting more and more attention and recognition, and the village was now thriving with riches. And so, nothing bad whatsoever was happening. However, once again, everything would change, as it was on one dark rainy night that a group of young villagers made a decision to break into Binny's cave, as they wanted to see Binny for themselves and ask for predictions specific to themselves. And so they carefully made their way past the heavily guarded security walls and were able to sneak over to Binny's bedroom. He was asleep, so they had to be very cautious and quiet now, and not to shock their Binny too much. And so they began to sneak closer and closer to him, when one of them accidentally jumped into a puddle, which made quite a loud sound, and thus Binny was suddenly awoken. And well, as he was used to the constant peace within his monument, his instincts of flight or fight mode kicked in. And well, luckily for the youngling, this time he was in fight mode. So without even thinking, Binny lunged into an attack, and in just a few seconds, he had killed half of the group and greatly injured the other half. Wait, no, these young villagers were not the threat. They were just young villagers, and Binny had just realised that. Oh no, this was bad, very bad, as what he did was all wrong, and the other villagers would likely be outraged when they find out what he just did. And so Binny immediately started to prepare for abandoning this monument, as he intended to never return to it again, as he was just so ashamed with what he had done. And so Binny began to pick up as many seeds as he possibly could, along with any other necessities that he could hold. As one of those villagers was able to run back to the village, where they would then tell all the villagers about what happened. And well, once the villagers heard the story, just as Binny had predicted, they were outraged, as there was no reason for Binny to act like that. These were just defenseless young villagers, and so all the villagers were getting very, very angry at Binny, and they all wanted revenge. And so with that, they all began to charge into the caves where Binny resided, and had the full intention of killing him. Now, Binny was not expecting there to be such a large army of villagers, but still, he knew what he had to do. He just had to run and get away from the villagers, as he really just didn't want to hurt anyone else. And so, holding everything they had gathered so far, he began to run. But he couldn't go fast enough, and he saw that in the future, if he continued to run, then he was going to be caught up with, and he was going to be killed. So really, he only had one other option, and that was to fight back. Now, he really just did not want to do that, but he had to, and so he turned around and began to punch back with his full might and power. And so in just a few minutes, he was able to kill 60% of that army. And so, once he had done that, the remaining villagers fled. However, despite the fact that the rest of the villagers were now gone, he could still feel the immense loss of life within that cave. Not only in a metaphorical sense, but also in a literal sense, as a large amount of blood from those slain was now coating Vinny and was staining him permanently. And thus, Vinny was given a demonic, evil appearance. But even after defeating that army and gaining this evil appearance, Vinny still knew that he had to isolate himself, as who knows what he might accidentally do in the future. And so he just couldn't risk causing any more harm to the world. Thus, then, the Vinny went up to the surface and looked at his cave permanently, and then ventured deeper into the cave network that he had built for decades. However, as he began to descend within the world, something very odd began to happen to him as Vinny began to glow bright white hue. This is very strange, as this has just never happened before. But at the same time, this was amazing and would be very useful, as this new glowing effect allowed Vinny to have a much clearer vision of the area that he was. So it would be over the next few decades that Vinny would be able to explore millions of miles worth of caves, would be able to play with the rats within the underground, and would swim in the magical underground lakes. Despite being lonely, Vinny loved this new world, as it was just so much simpler, as he just didn't have to help any villagers anymore. He didn't have to predict the future. He didn't have to worry about anything. And so he could just exist peacefully. So life was great. And from now on, he would never leave the underground. But soon, on one dark, rainy night, he would be forced to question that belief, as the entire universe would depend on him. Dark night, while Vinny was just sitting on a boat, drifting along the underground lake, looking onto the future, as he normally would when he saw something, as he was witnessing endless corruption and death consuming the surface of the overworld. And then, just minutes later, everything went black. This was bad, very bad, as he was now aware that their entire world was merely days away from complete annihilation. And so Vinny knew that he had to warn everyone of what was to come. And thus, he had to make the decision to leave the underground and make his way to the surface and over to his home village. However, as soon as he arrived back at that village, he was chased away, as the villagers just didn't want anything to do with this murdering monster. And so Vinny tried to shout out and warn the others, but no one cared. They only knew Vinny as an evil demon. And thus, just hours later, when his vision would come into fruition, as the entire world would be